Hi, today I'm going to share with you about the concept of adverse possession in adverse possession. Now, to understand what is an adverse possession in adverse possession, you must understand what is adverse possession. To understand adverse possession, you must understand what is tenets of a property. In any property, whether it is movable or immovable, you have two kinds of tenets. Tenets means two kinds of factors, that is title and possession. If you are planning to buy a car, you get a title, that is the transfer of title from the manufacturer of the car into your name, and the possession of the car. You bring the car to your home. So the two factors, the two tenets of any property, whether it is movable or immovable, is title and possession. So there is one more aspect of a title called the property called interest, which I am not going to go into right now. So let us understand this concept of adverse possession limited to title and possession, so that you will not get confused. So adverse possession means a person who is having only possession but not title. So whenever you are purchasing an immovable property, you get possession and title, or a movable property, you get possession and title. If you are buying a car, you can bring that car to your home, but you cannot bring the immovable property like land, house to your home. It stays there. Now you have to secure your possession by constructing a compound wall, or bringing that property into utility, or obtaining permission for constructing a building, and you can do hundreds of things to claim possession by erecting a name board, etc., 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 by informing to the neighbors that you are the owner of the property, because title is in your home and possession is somewhere else. You may live in Hyderabad and the property might be in Delhi. Then what are the precautions you need to take to claim possession? Like permission proceedings, constructing a compound wall, constructing a building, or if it is agricultural land, entering your name in the revenue records, etc. There are hundreds of things. The procedure and the ways to claim possession. If you leave the property on the road without claiming possession, if you are not bringing the property to your home, leaving it on the road there itself, that is not going to the property, not constructing a compound wall, not erecting the name board, not taking permission, not paying tax, then you left the possession of the immovable property there itself. Then somebody else will come into that property and claim the property, that he is the owner of the property, he is in peaceful possession of the property, and is in continuously peaceful open possession of the property. That's how adverse possession comes into play. So whenever he comes into an adverse possession and you start claiming your possession, there is a sword in your hand and he has a shield in your hand. So that's how it is applied in the law. So adverse possessor can claim his property as a shield, using it as a shield but not as a sword. But the latest Supreme Court decisions evolved in such a way that the adverse possessor can claim title, can claim possession, can claim every right in the title, other rights in the title also, by using it as a sword. And what are the circumstances where the adverse possessor can use it as a sword? It is simple. Adverse possessor, if he is giving the property to a tenant and the tenant is claiming adverse possession, then the first adverse possessor will have to use that issue or the claim to the right as a sword, not as a shield against the tenant. Now tenant uses it as a sword. So here adverse possessor claims the title against the original owner who has a title by way of a shield, if it is between the original owner and the first adverse possessor. Now if the second adverse possessor comes into the picture and the first adverse possessor has already perfected his title, or is in the process of perfecting his title, that is, if there is a court case suffering between the original title holder and the first adverse possessor, then the first adverse possessor will become the plaintiff and he will have to claim his right by using it as a sword. So the circumstances here is that if the first adverse possessor is suffering in the hands of a second adverse possessor, who could be a tenant also, or who could be a original owner claiming the right as a possession, right of possession, because he already lost the possession to the first adverse possessor. In those circumstances, the first adverse possessor has to claim his right by using it as a sword. So adverse possession can be understood that it can be used as a sword and it can be used as a shield based on the circumstances. Hope I am clear. Thank you. Thanks for watching. If you have any doubts, kindly comment.